Welcome to English 210. Today I'm going to discuss the assignments due this week, or due next week actually, and the content that is located in the classroom for week 2. So the reason why I'm making this special video is that I did change the written assignment, and I did change the date due. So it is no longer due at the end of week 2. It's due at the end of week 3. And I made some adjustments that work in a little bit of AI. So hopefully you find the actual essay fun. It was fun for me to create, and I'll explain why later. So this week, I definitely want you to read the lesson. So go ahead and click on content. Then click on the week 2 short fiction in the writing process. Basically, this week's lesson just tells you some information about how to write about a short story essay. So go ahead and click through the learning material. Here's the reading and resources. It's the third slide. I am not expecting you to read every single short story. You are going to be assigned one short story this week through the short story essay assignment quiz. It may be the same short story that you had last week, and that's perfectly okay. You might have been just lucky, and your luck will pay off for the essay this week. You'll have less work to do. I also want you to kind of I want you to read these three reading assignments. This one is most important, how to write a good essay. These two, they discuss literary criticism. That is going to be a focus for a lot of the class. So I'm just kind of giving you a taste of that this week. But don't worry if you don't entirely get it. We're going to be focusing more of that during week 4. So let's go through the lesson briefly. So this week you are going to read about how to write an essay about literature. Now, some of you might have taken English 101 already, and that's great. English 101 teaches you to write an essay with an introduction, a thesis statement, body paragraphs that focus and prove the thesis statement, and a conclusion paragraph. Well, guess what? Lucky you. It is the same in this course. You're going to be writing an introduction, a thesis statement that focuses on the short stories, which is what you'll be focusing on this week and next week, body paragraphs that prove your point about the short stories, and a conclusion. So it's very similar. You're just writing about short stories. So again, these particular readings this week just kind of gives you some information about the writing process for an essay. So just like English 101, like I said, you're writing an introduction, you're writing a thesis statement, last sentence of the opening paragraph, several body paragraphs that discuss the thesis, transitions, and this is very important. When you write about short stories or stories, literature in general, you're not summarizing. So you're not going through, and then this what happened, and then this what happens. Instead, you're proving your thesis. So let's say you're comparing and contrasting the Most Dangerous Game with the AI version, which I'm going to go through later. Then you're going to structure your essay like this. The Most Dangerous Game, the AI version. Next paragraph, the Most Dangerous Game, the AI version. Third paragraph, the Most Dangerous Game, AI version. So it's going to be a compare and contrast consistently, but you're not summarizing. Guess what? I've read both. In fact, I made the AI version, so you don't need to summarize it for me. I just want you to prove your point. And this kind of gives you more information about what I just discussed. Literary criticism is something that we're going to be discussing in the future, but literary criticism in a nutshell is like you're interpreting a literary work through different sunglasses, right? So this would be if you use historical criticism, you're viewing at the work historically. Feminist criticism or gender criticism, you're viewing the work through gender interpretation. But like I said, we'll go through that more in depth later on, but this is just giving you a brief intro. Okay, summary sites, yay or nay? Nay. Do not use summary sites. Please don't do it. It's continually frustrating for me to see you just rehash or regurgitate information off a summary site. Guess what? I don't care what the summary site said. I don't care. I care about what you say. You can't get it wrong. Your interpretation is your interpretation. You can't get that wrong. I don't care about these sites. I care about what you think. The whole point is for you to use your mind to interpret the work. This is about you, not about what someone summarized the basic interpretation of an easy short story. That's just not what I'm looking for, and I don't want to see any citations for that, nor do I want to see it used. Briefly, I also am very familiar with AI. I can catch that in a heartbeat. Very easy for me to catch. Right now, it is not that sophisticated at this point, so don't use it. I don't want to give you an F, or worse yet, a 0. Don't do it. All right. These are just giving you some citation tips. I think I thoroughly scared you, and I apologize for that. And now I want to go through the activities this week. So first, this should be fun for you. Along with the rest of your class, is creating a short story project. I don't grade these in a difficult manner. I just want you to have some fun. These should be easy points for you to get. All you're going to do is open up Melinda's post, and then you're going to reply to her thread. Let's say Julie replied to Melinda's post, then you reply to Julie's post, and you're just making a short story. And as the explanations say, the assignment directions say, if 2 people post at once, no problem. You just choose one of the posts that you'd rather respond to, make it clear, and then, for example, you could write in the topic heading, Bridget responding to Brian's post. That way we know which prompt you are using. Okay, so this is the part that I wanted to go through. Hopefully you're still listening to me. So this is the quiz that you need to take. I can't pull up the start quiz because I've already took the quiz, all right? But you click on start quiz, you look at the short story. Don't worry if you forget it. I will definitely grade, quote unquote, grade all the quizzes as soon as I can. They're not for a grade or anything, but by the time I grade it, you should be able to see your response. But if you need to know right away, just send me a quick message. But see if you can take it and remember what short story you were assigned. Then you are going to work on the short story. Now, the reason why I'm making you a personalized video this week is because your essay is not due until the end of the week 3. The reason why I gave you a little more time is because this is a new sort of assignment that I've created. I want to try to incorporate AI into my assignment. One of the reasons why is because I find AI particularly fun. Number 2 is that it is a little harder for you to plagiarize and or use AI for this because every story version that AI comes up with is unique. So you can try to upload this story, but it's just going to come up with another story completely different. So it's going to be a little hard for you to cheat this one. So I would definitely just write the essay yourself. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is pull up the story. And so let's say you are assigned the most dangerous game. So here you go. You're assigned the most dangerous game. Obviously, I want you to go ahead and read through all of the most dangerous game, get an idea of what it's about, what the quote-unquote point is of that story, and then I want you to go back here, and I want you to find the AI version of the most dangerous game. So let's say it's this one. Okay, so open the link in a new tab. And what I'm going to do is actually make these a little more obvious because I feel like it's a little hard to read in this way. So I pulled up the most dangerous game. It's a little different than the original version. Something different happens. And when you read it, you're going to kind of be like, oh, this is a very different ending to the story. So you're going to read this too, get an idea of what it was about. and then go back to the assignment. Obviously, no summary sites. And then what I want you to do is I want you to read both of the stories, and I want you to decide which one has a better theme, which one has a better point. This is not an opinion essay. This is not you saying which one do you prefer. This is an essay where you say which one has the easier to understand or better point, better theme, better moral. So what for this, you would write an essay about the most dangerous game, comparing and contrasting. So you'd have an introduction, a thesis that makes that choice, and then body paragraphs that prove that thesis. And what you do is you discuss one story first, then the other story next, new paragraph. The original story first, the new story next. So you want to make it organized. A story, B story, A story, B story, A story, B story, conclusion. Then what I want you to do is turn it in, but you don't have to do it this week. You can turn it in next week. I do have a discussion where you can post your questions. Hopefully this makes sense. Like I said, this is a new assignment, so I want to make sure it makes sense. It's actually, I think, a little more fun than the other one, which was just write a short story essay. This, I think, is a little more fun because you get to read the AI versions, and some of them are pretty crazy. So anyway, here is a sample essay that I wrote. It basically has all the components that I like. And one of the things that I did here, I mentioned briefly that you can organize it A story, B story, A story, B story, A story, B story in a 5-paragraph essay. This version does it a little differently. This version discusses one story first, and then it discusses the other story next. So this is called the block method, and you can do that too. You can write your introduction and then write about one story first and then compare it to another story and make your decision there, and then you have the conclusion. Completely up to you. It's up to you and how you want to organize it. I do hope you have fun with it. But like I said, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm here to help you. I'm going to show you in the discussions where you can post. So you post right here. Okay? Good luck. I hope you have fun, and I will see you online.